Welcome to the top 16, and I believe we're doing the full top 16 onto YouTube, and then we're doing top 8 and top 4 onto YouTube. Top 16, then top 8, top 4, and very good. So we're going to be doing full uploads again. We're going to try that out again. So if you want to support that, make sure you are watching the videos, sharing the videos, commenting and liking, and doing all that good stuff.
There can only be one winner, and you're looking at it. Let's go.
Now, Mo Yi revealed Vashuda to come forth and Shokan a token, Chain Hovness, Chain Max C, Chain Ash to the Max C, Chain Link 4. Oh my. We passed turn 1 doing pretty much nothing there. The Hovness could have turned on the Crime, but we then need a monster in our hand to even use the Crime with to be able to negate anything. What did we mill? We got Beast, which could now turn on the Crime. We got Super Polymerization, discarding Super Poly to fuse with the token, and the Mo Yi making a Garura. What the heck? Garura in attack position, that is. We're going to special summon Vashuda with no monsters on the field. Monko Tenyi, now we could Vashuda to spin a card in the field back into the hand. That was a good way to get rid of the Crime. Now, the Crime is now dead because you summoned your Magna Hut to stop them from dealing with your Crime. So you dealt with Crime by stopping them from dealing with Crime. So now we could safely summon our Longyun. Quite interesting. We're going to discard Vashuda, summon token itself, level 10 Synchro. Let's go. Dead Crime. Shokan, making our Sinister Sovereign. That is interesting. And we're still going to use our Vashuda, spinning back the Garura. The Sinister Sovereign states that if you special summon a monster, I could banish it. If you activate a spell or trap, I could banish it. So Scream, banish, field spell, banish. Monster special summon does not negate, but it does banish. We have Sharon Fusion Shokaning into our Kit Cal. So Kit Cal will activate, then Sinister Sovereign will banish. But Kit Cal could send from the deck to the graveyard a Tearlament to make a Kaleido. That's what I think we're going to be doing. Exactly what I said. Sending them early, returning the Rhino Heart that we have in the graveyard. We have one on the field also. Making our Kaleido Heart, spinning back the Sinister Sovereign. It is a hard once per turn to banish a special summon. And let's wipe up this field. We have no disruption whatsoever. So we could actually top deck into a Taya, an Emergence. We could top deck into an Ecclesia. And then you triple all the, that's like 9 cards we could top deck into. We could top deck into Pot of D, Pot of D, Pot of D. We're not out of this duel. Let's go. Hey, Pot of D, Pot of D. What are we banishing? Drawing 2. Hey, there's the Taya. I knew it. I had hope. Banishing for the graveyard, summoning that token, making the Grandmaster. On summon, we're going to be searching, and we have the Taya, which is going to be sending a card from the deck to the graveyard. Now, we don't have a Longyun play here, unfortunately. We're going to grab Emergence into Protos if we did not randomly banish it. We did not. Banish 10. We didn't lose our 1-up. Whoa! Who would have thought that Tearlament was going to surrender there? No way! Wow! Off the top of the deck. Reinforce our army. Effect Veiler and Imperm. Imperm and Veiler ideally being used on Kit Kalos, but since we have both, we could use the other one whatever. We could just toss it out if we want to, or it could be good to hold on to the Impermanence and then just Veil the Kit Cal. Probably the ideal here. Veil it and hold on to Imperm for next turn. This is good. Now, the problem is Longyun versus Maxi is that's a draw 3. Longyun does not summon at the same time as the token. So it's summon, then token, then synchro. Draw 3 to make a Baron to floor, probably not worth it. Rukal could also negate the summon of the Longyun, could negate the activation of the Mo Yi. So this is where the Impermanence is going to come in and be really good. Negate the Rukal from negating you. But then this is when the Max C gets revealed. Not going to open up a Pot of D, by the way. So this tells me that I don't know about this. I know you probably don't want to banish a card that you want to search for, but you are going to trigger a Scream. So you would probably want to, with the Pot of D, maybe draw into a Bestial if you play a Bestial, or draw into a Call by the Grave to deal with the Scream. Yeah, I'm not so sure about this. And we're not maxing. What? Wow, now we max C? We waited to max C? Okay. Fairy Tail Snow banishing 7 cards from the graveyard to come forth and summon to flip down the Mo Yi. Why did we wait? Am I missing something? He wanted to, what do you mean play around Gamma? You can't Gamma with Mo Yi on the field. Stop trying to make sense of it. We are going to Long Yun into the Chang Ying. If a card is banished like Pot of D, banishing off the top of your deck, or the Keldo triggering the Chang Ying for you right here, right now, why? What was the emergency here? Why did we do that? Why? To activate Chang Ying right now. Okay, let's go. Goodbye. Pot of D. Oh, not flip down the token? I know. How could you not flip down a token? Obviously, you should always be Book of Mooning the token. All right, back to you. Yeah, it's a joke, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Now, Foolish Burial sending the Kelbeck. Kelbeck mill 5 for both players. Swordsoul don't really benefit too much from you milling when it's not their turn. We got a Guido milling an additional 5. We're going to fusion summon with the Merly. We're going to search for a trap with the Scream. And the Scream first effect has not been activated yet, so we're going to mill an additional 3. I'm expecting all 3 fusion summons this turn. Kit Cal, fusion number 1. Havnis, fusion number 2. We're going to be searching or sending a Tearlament. We still have our normal summon, so we could search for a Sharon, we could search for a Rhino, normal summon that Rhino. We are going to Kit Cal search for Crime instead. Resummoning, not resummoning Rukalos. We returned Rukalos, and then we returned Kit Cal to summon a Dragos Tapeli instead. Very interesting. Because we want to negate the Chang Ying, that's why. So Chang Ying is not going to be able to double banish from the field and graveyard after a card is banished. Shokoning into Garura. That's all 3 of your fusion summons. That's it. I guess we're going to rank 6 Exceed into what? You are negated. We are making Unicorn. Unicorn with Garura, so we could draw a card on its summon. On summon, discard a card. Spin back the Chang Ying, I'd say. Or we could spin back the face down since the Druid Swarm's going to send the Chang Ying to the graveyard. And do we have lethal? Away for lethal? No, we do. Oh, wait, do we? 27 plus 22 plus normal summon. Shokon into Access Code Talker. That is exactly lethal damage. 53, 27, 8,000 damage. We'll top it in game 3. Oh boy. Plesia versus no disruption whatsoever. The Magna Hut against Swordsoul is not going to be disrupting any core plays. A Grandmaster Chainlink block with the Mo Yi, so we will get to draw, then search for our Long Yun. Discard Vashuda, summon that token. We're going to get rid of the Vashuda now because we want to. And then we're going to special summon and end Hara with the effect of the Ashuna. Burning for 1,200. Heavenly Dragon Circle, tributing off the Adhara to grab our Protos. So with Emergence or with the Heavenly Dragon Circle, we are Protosin. Now you're locked out of Dark Special Summoning for this entire turn. Even if you were to Impermanence, deal with the Protos in any way, I love drawing Maxi for the turn after they Special Summon a ton on the first turn. Reinforce our hand with our Rhino Hearts. So we could banish that Scream. Oh yeah. And it's best to do it now because the Scream could be Chainlink blocked otherwise. We have negate a monster in the field. We also have double negate and the Ash Blossom Mate with the T set. Protos is locking you out of Dark every single turn. Lock them out. Just get out. Protos is the great equalizer between Tearlament and Swordsoul. Hajime. We are going to be summoning our Striker token into Shazik. It actually is Sky Striker in the top 16. I'm shocked. Grabbing Engage for next turn. Sky Striker, they generally want to go second. Now, we analyze and special summon for free. Cross out Designate. Negate the Maxi. Now, this is pretty much death for Sky Striker. The Baldrake is not going to be disruptive in any way whatsoever against Vernisilith. If we had a card like Ash Blossom, that'd be pretty good against the Vernis effects. It is what the Adamancipator Naturia Vernisilith We're going to summon 2 of our Naturias. The Sunflower can negate a monster effect. The Camellia is going to send from the deck the Tree. Tree will search for the Blessing. Blessing will special summon the Cricket, which will Shokan into Infinite Spell Negate against Sky Striker. All your spells are negated. We do have impermanence, though. Analyzer, top 5 cards of the deck. Summon a non-tuner rock among those 5, which was none. And we're going to now Raptite. Raptite will do top 5 cards of the deck. This time it could summon a rock tuner. We're going to be adding the Guardian. We already used up our normal summon. As you can see there, 0 summons left. Nothing, nothing, nothing. 10 cards off the top of the deck. Nothing to summon with the Adamancipator effects. Shokaning into Cross Sheep. Now, at the Vernisolith, we're going to be discarding itself and another card to reborn a monster from the graveyard, which will be our monster negate. We're going to send a monster from the deck to the graveyard, sending the Weathering Soldier. Weathering Soldier, if this card is sent to the graveyard, you can add a Fossil Fusion to your hand. Okay. Granite, which will be making a Block Dragon search. That we held on to our impermanence for that. No Block Dragon search for you. Now, do not play the Fossil Fusion into the middle column here as it is negated. Banishing Maxi from the opponent's graveyard to summon a Skull Buggy. I have no idea what the heck this is. It is going to, if it destroys a monster by battle, you can inflict 600 damage. You can banish this card from the graveyard, add a monster from your deck to your hand that mentions Fossil Fusion. What? Okay. Something is, the Shiziku's reducing the field per spell in our graveyard. Cross Sheep, because we summoned a fusion, is going to summon a level 4 from the graveyard. Yeah, what? Wait, how did Block Dragon get in the graveyard? Oh, geez. The Xeno Guitar. Xeno Guitar activating the graveyard, activating by being banished, that is, to make a Saryuja. Saryuja is here, and we're going to be drawing a ton, returning back into the deck. Keck freaking wait. If this card is banished, send a rock from the deck to the graveyard. We went all out to stop the Block Dragon, just to get the Block Dragon anyway. Oh my. What were we cooking? Draw 3, return 3. We then had a Researcher that we could special summon. Oh boy. Sky Striker losing game 1, choosing to go first. Yep, you know, the Adamancipator, their fields are too broken to let them go first. End phase searching. Are we going to even have another turn to use that engage? Well, let's find out. Now, Cricket is going to summon 2 Naturias from the deck since you have the biggest monster on the field. Call to the Grave is going to negate that double summon. A lot of plays just got disrupted, so that was very good. Even the Ash could have worked on that. Ash was good. Yep, all right, this works out. This is fine. We're going to get Ash against a Vernisolith is insanity. You discard yourself plus another card, and you lose everything. That's it. It's a -1. We're going to try it again, discarding the Researcher to send the Weathering Soldier. Soldier's going to be adding the Fossil Fusion. Researcher, going to dig for the top 5 cards of the deck. Can't summon Analyzer. Can't summon Seeker. Whiffed it. We are going to Fossil Fuse. Can we Fossil Fuse into a level 4? That's what this is, right? It's a level 4 fusion. Let's go. Let's make the Raptite. Foolish Burial sending the Block Dragon, and we don't have Call by the Grave for that now. Banishing 3 to come forth in Shokan, making Cross Sheep. Now, what's cool about Cross Sheep is you don't have to fusion summon. It could just be pointing to a fusion, then you could special summon, and it will trigger its effect to summon a level 4 lore from the grave, which is what we're doing right now. Or not yet, soon. We're gonna add the Researcher, add the Seeker, add the Gigantes. Special summon Gigantes. Did not trigger the Cross Sheep. Well, okay, we wanna do the Synchro first, then we could do it. So the Synchro is gonna boost up our field as we reborn the Researcher from the graveyard. Special summoning our Seeker, Shokan into Saryuja. Draw 4, return 3. Keeping the grass. Grass milling a ton of cards to the graveyard. Xeno Guitar is going to add Natura Cliff to the hand. What the heck does Cliff do? Well, it's back in the deck now. Seeker looking at the top 5. Wait, Cliff is going to be summoned. You put it back on top of the deck so you could summon it with the Seeker. What does this do? When this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you could special summon a Natura from your deck. Okay. Xeno Guitar sending a Revival Golem, or it would have been a Block Dragon if we didn't already have it. Revival, reviving itself onto the field. Shokan into Chang Ying. Now, Chang Ying is a non-earth, thus it cannot activate this turn. It could still be summoned, it just can't activate. Granite is an earth, only earth monsters could activate here. Granite searching, look at all the ways we had for Block Dragon. Block Dragon, the Xeno Guitar, Granite. We are searching for the Analyzer, Analyzer being special summon with the effect of the Saryuja. Top 5 cards of the deck. And we do have a Guardian for a monster negate. Banishing for Block Dragon mate. Going in onto the Shizuku, we're going to use the linkage to make a Kana. Kana is going to be targeting the Chang Ying so that it cannot declare an attack. We're going to Kokai Miru Guardian, negate the effect, and destroy. Now, before we get destroyed, we're going to use linkage again to make a Hayate. You still get negated. We cannot attack with the Chang Ying. Wiping out the Hayate. Hayate sending the Ray. Ray going to activate special summoning within the damage step. Goodbye to the Ray, not jumping off for another Sky Striker. Wait. How are you able to attack? Oh yeah, you got negated. You got negated. Correction. The Kana did get... Wait, yeah, we negated the Kana, so we could attack because we negated. I did say that. Very good. Oh my. 2-0 victory. DB, thinking about getting to the new master rank has been stressing me out lately, but thanks to your videos and amazing guides, I'm happy to say I finally reached the top of rookie. Thanks a lot, Pog. Agree. No, that was not me. That was all you. 100% you. Congratulations. Special. Oh, no. We're going to hold on to that Ash. We're going to hold on to it. I mean, we can make like Chang Ying. We can make Sinister Sovereign. We can make a Baron de Floor. So many options. Ash is that good. Max C is going to get negated by the Called by the Grave. I do not think so. So the question is, when do you Ash against Dragon Link? I think it's good to Ash a Striker Dragon if they use up their normal summon. If they do not use up the normal summon, you definitely do not do so. We're going to special summon the Noctovision off of a dragon being special summoned. We're going to special summon the Assault Synchron, making the Chaos Ruler. This could actually be a good Ash, but it's going to be Chain Link blocked by the Druid Swarm, sending the Vashuda to the grave, so now we can't Ash. Well, so much for that. Top 5 cards of the deck, adding light and dark, or dark among those 5 cards. Getting Chaos Space in the graveyard is going to be good for drawing a card. By returning the Lubellion back in the deck, we have Red Eyes Darkness Metal, which will be able to banish a dragon to summon, then summon a dragon from the grave. We're going to tribute the Chaos Ruler or the Lubellion, which will trigger the Assault Synchron to reborn the Chaos Ruler. Banishing for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal. We're not going to waste anyone's time. We're not going to activate Lubellion. We're not going to further cook. We're just going straight for lethal damage. Boda with 0 wasted time. He could have done so much more. Ashuna special summon, so we got to think, when do we Gamma? Gamma, one of the most powerful hand traps if you actually have it and it's activatable. It's so powerful that it requires you to control no monsters in order to negate and destroy. Pot of D. Did we lose anything good? Any one-ofs? We did not lose we did lose Blackout. That is a one-of. So pop 2 cards in the field, gone forever. We're going to make Grandmaster going to be searching. We didn't have a Chain Link block. What was this? Oh no, we synchroed with the Tenyi. So no block for the Grandmaster. We also don't play Gamma ourselves, so we can't cross out Designate to negate. Devastating. Wow. All right, we have the Adhara adding back a banished monster. The Pot of D cards are banished face down, so you cannot add them back. Long Yun discarding that added back card to summon itself plus a token. Long Yun does not get countered by Veiler in any way. Can't Veil it. Now we got the Sinister Sovereign. Burn for 1,200. Emerge into a Protoss. Protoss could get Veilered. Do we play Veiler? Can we cross out Designate the Veiler? Yes or no? No, we don't play it. Oh no. So the Protoss was going to lock him out completely from being able to special summon dark monsters, which was going to be an instant win. Now, the Sinister Sovereign, if you special summon, you could banish. If you activate a field spell, we could banish it. So, you know, that's pretty decent against Dragon Link. 53 cards in the deck with a Grass waiting. Striker Dragon is here. Do we banish its summon? Black Metal. Chaining Noctovision, so we did not choose to banish with the Sinister Sovereign. since the trigger effects in the hand have quick effect priority. Come to me, Boot Sector launch. We will be planning on banishing that or the Ravine. The Ravine's gonna be bait, though. I think he's baiting with the Ravine. Noctivision, draw 1 off of that Link summon. I think he is in big trouble. Holy moly, randomly drawing to a quick launch, that is huge. There's no need to even try to bait the Sinister Sovereign. It's not really even stopping much. We're gonna use the Safer to add back from the graveyard a Lubellion. No Leveneer in the graveyard after that mill. Chaos Space returning a banished monster back into the deck to draw 1. We are now going to be searching for our Druid Swarm. Boot Sector launch. Are we gonna banish? Yes, we are. Banish it off the field. Now, this is a card that people only play one of, so banishing it on activation is okay. Not waiting for it to activate its other effects is okay. We're going to be also banishing the Druid Swarm off the field. Only activates if sent to the graveyard, not banished. We're going to special summon our Rocket Tracer, special summon the Absorrouter, banish for the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, play our Dragon Ravine with nothing in the hand to discard, making a Chaos Ruler so we could add a light or dark among those 5 cards off the top of the deck, but it's going to be negated by the Impermanence. Now, Red Eyes Darkness Metal already activated, special summoning the Rocket Recharger. We're going to be tributing for our Lubellion. Lubellion will grab a branded card from the deck. The Assault Synchron off of our Dragon being tributed is going to resummon it back onto the field. Do we have a branded spell trap that we could still play from the deck, or was it milled? Branded Beast is gone, branded Regained is gone, no way to recycle them. So we're going to make a Borland Dragon, which is untargetable by monster effects, can negate a monster on the field by summoning a rocket from the graveyard, and can attack every single monster on the field while being completely indestructible. Chaos Ruler is back. Rocket Tracer popping the field spell, special summoning a level 1 tuner from the deck to now make a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend, which will be able to negate any card on the field. Attack number 1, attack number 2, attack number 3, fully attacking every single card on the field, and we have... Not lethal? Wait, can that summon in attack position? No, it's got 0 attack anyway. 100 off from lethal, I cannot believe it! What the... We have a monster negate and negate anything. Longyon with nothing to discard, that is the scoop. Wow, okay, that is a 2-0 victory. Very nice, good match, thank you to both of you. I want to check out Duel Link's Rush Duel world though. That's gonna be interesting. Are they gonna introduce any new card mechanics? Probably not. Petting Store with no monster in the graveyard, we're gonna special summon it onto the field, special summoning a Pudding Cyst from the deck. You put the pudding into the glass, and with that, you then use the glass to make a monster unaffected by monster effects just to get a monster in the graveyard. With that monster in the graveyard, with the pudding under the chocolate, we can return that monster back in the deck to trigger the effect only if we have a pudding to summon a Madolche from the deck. And Jelly will go into the Hoot Cake will go into the Messenger. But before all that, we're going to be sending a Maxi from the deck to the graveyard so we could use glass to return it back to the hand. That's quite nutty. What the heck? Special summoning the Messenger that we discarded, banishing to summon another Messenger for double search. And by sending a card to the graveyard, that will trigger the glass to return Max C back to the hand. We searched for Max C. What the heck? Nuts. Well. Madolche is now more than just negate with Promenade. All that for 1 negate. Additional summoning with the Salon. And we now, so the interesting interaction here is if they activate Branded Fusion, you chain the glass, detaching a card, making one of your monsters unaffected, and then they're gonna summon Lubellion or Albion, but your glass will activate with it on a higher chain link because you're the non-turn player, and you're gonna put the Albaz in the graveyard back in the deck. It's just like the Ashizu Shuffler, and it completely disrupts their summon, Amir Jade. The problem with that is it doesn't work if they have a branded Lost, but we have Promenade. Promenade can negate the Lost, and then we can make that play against Branded Fusion. The door is being attacked. Gia, what's going on? Call by the Grave, onto the Max C. Shuffler on legs, yes. Wait, the dog opened the door without you, Gia, what the heck? All right. Albion sending Retribution, which could add a branded spell trap in the graveyard to the hand. We got Alubur grabbing the Branded Fusion. I do think we're going to Promenade the Lost, right? Or do we Promenade the Branded Fusion or the Lost? Yeah, this is kind of interesting. Yeah, but we'll just negate the Branded Fusion. Branded Fusion instead. But now there's a drop late. Drop the late. Goodbye. Now that... Oh, this gets countered. Do we get punished here? Because I guess if we negated the Branded Lost, he could still have used Droplet onto the glass anyway to stop the disruptive play. Droplet is just winning this. All fields negate. Now, the Sistart was protecting your face-up Madolche cards from being targeted or being destroyed. Albion, as we send a Cartesia from the deck to the graveyard. Now, make sure you put your Fusion Summon effect on Chainlink 1 when you are playing Branded Lost to ensure that the newly Fusion card cannot be responded to. Banishing Cartesia and Albaz for Gangrenol. Gangrenol on summon is going to send a level 6 or higher monster from the deck or extra to the graveyard. Serenir sending Branded in white. Retribution adding back the Branded in white. Branded in white could use the graveyard to fusion summon if we have an Albaz in the grave, which we do. Banishing Albaz and Serenir to make Lubellion. Lubellion on summon could discard the Libitum, Fusion Shoconning into our Mirror Jade. Non-target monster banish. Everything on the field can attack. Wiping out the Sistart. It is... Bro! Could not be destroyed by battle because you read the card, you don't know. You look all over, you don't know. The Angeli, which is not even in the graveyard or banished anymore, it's unaffected from a card that's nowhere on the field's hand, grave, or banish. Just believe me. Non-target monster banish. Get rid of the glass. Albion adding a Brandon Red during the end phase. Should it tell you that it's unaffected? Like, they do that with Exceeds, by the way. If you click on Exceed, like a Leerlusk Exceed, even if the Leerlusk material is no longer there, it will have influence. And if you click on the influence, it will tell you that it's being influenced by a card. I don't know why they don't do that for Hoot Cake. It's being influenced by the Angeli. All right. Chimera. With the Brandon Red, we are going to be resummoning the Mirror Jade. And we're doing this all in the end phase. This is quite interesting. So end phase, toggle on, add the Brandon Red, using it right away, resummoning the Mirror Jade, get popping. We are going to draw 1, pop 2, getting rid of the glass before it becomes activatable again because it was negated by the Droplet. That would be a nerf for Madolche. Yeah, so maybe don't do it. Mercurier, negate the Hoot Cake, but the Hoot Cake can be used again. Right now, it's a hard once return. Hard once return. The other Hoot Cake will not be activatable. But the Vernislyth will discard the Hoot Cake to search for a Vernis and reborn a monster from the graveyard, which will be the Petting Sore. Petting Sore, special summoning our Angeli that will trigger the Gangrenol since you summoned a monster with a monster effect. Mirror Jade is going to be banishing the Angeli before it tributes itself. You don't want a newly summoned monster to also be indestructible by battle. And we got Critus, which is not disruption, but it's still too much for us to handle. We are going to scoop it up. Unfortunately, the Hoot Cake is level 3. If Hoot Cake was level 4, we had some plays. We could have rank 4 exceeded. Probably going to have to negate the Albaz. We're going to use Branded and High Spirit, sending the Albaz to search for a Mercurier and get the Albion on the graveyard for an end phase search. You're not going to Ash Blossom. We're going to save the Ash for the Branded Fusion. Do not let them eat your Ash. We're going to grab the kit with the effect of the Mercurier, discarding our Lubellion, grabbing a Magna Hut. Again, multiple moments where we could Ash. Do not Ash. There's been like 5 Ashes, but do not Ash. Kit also wants you to Ash. Do not Ash. Not grabbing Branded Fusion. I mean, we know he added Ash back. And if you know they have Ash and you know they're going to save Ash for Branded Fusion, just don't even search Branded Fusion. If you never activate Branded Fusion, then they have a dead Ash in their hand. We are going to be Kaldos spinning back because the Branded in white could banish an Albaz from the graveyard. And only if you banish Albaz from the graveyard can you use the graveyard. We are going to Brandon Red. Well, I mean, you could use the Albaz in the hand, I'm pretty sure. And then you could use monster in the graveyard. If you use Albaz as part of the fusion. We're going to chain Branded in Red, Fusion Shoconning into a Borreload Furious Dragon, which could pop a card in the field plus your own card. Target a monster control plus a card your opponent controls. Shoconning into Rinbrum. Rinbrum can now negate the glass and spin it back, but then the Promenade can negate the negate. We're going to force out the Promenade negate by popping it, and it's going to be negating the Rinbrum from negating the glass. Now, we played around Ashe, but we now have no real plays beyond that. 3,000 defense, 2 lives. It's like, hold up. You played around my Ashe the whole time. I don't think you have Branded Fusion. You have no cards in the hand now. I'm just going to negate the Magna Hut. Finally, eating the Ashe. All right, all right. What? Anaconda? Ashe cannot be used against Anaconda, by the way. We are going to Anaconda, sending the Branded Fusion to copy the effect, but what did I say to do in response to a Branded Fusion? You're going to glass, so that you're going to be Chainlink 2 to their Albion or the Lubellion, but the thing is, this doesn't really work because we're going straight into Mirror Jade. Let's go, let's go. So we're not going to be able to shuffle the Albaz to really stop anything here. But we're unaffected. We do trigger, we do get to recycle. So, you know, this does play around being banished by the Mirror Jade. You'd have to wait for them to Mirror Jade, which they're not going to Mirror Jade, then you're not going to activate, then you're not going to add back your cards. So I guess this was still a good play because right now we're unaffected from the Mirror Jade. Grab back the Promenade. Don't try to banish it. There you go. Get rid of the Sistart. The Bridegrand's going to be adding a Mercurier, which will be a monster negate. The Mirror Jade is already, it cannot be activated, so the Promenade's no good here. Salon allowing an additional summon to the Hoot Cake, banishing the Ashe Mercurier, negate, but we could use the glass to make the Hoot Cake unaffected from the negates. I don't think so, mate. We're going to chain Rinbrum to summon itself back onto the field. And I guess we have Promenade for it. Yeah, okay. So the Rinbrum will be able to negate an extra deck monster, then spin a monster back to the hand. And it's like we're baiting you to do it, and you didn't want to do it. So he said no to the Rinbrum, so I'm going to Super Poly you since you're not taking the bait. Discard a card, fuse with your field, Shokan into a Moo Dragon, and just like that, we got lethal damage, taking this into a Game 3. Finish him up. Back into the extra, and just like that, finish him. Albion, send in the Retribution to draw a card. Now, the Alibur is going to be negated. The kit could still be special summoned, though, but only if we have a fusion that mentions Albaz as a material. So right now, we actually cannot do that. We're going to send the Serenair. Serenair is going to activate sending a Branded in High Spirits, which will make the kit summonable as the Retribution adds it back to the hand. We could have just sent Branded Fusion, then add back Branded Fusion, but instead, we're going to be making these plays, getting the Rinbrum into the graveyard, discarding the Mercurier, grabbing an Albaz, special summoning our kit, just to get Max Seed. Now, if you get Max Seed as a Branded player, Branded Fusion summon Rinbrum is a really good basic fusion, but we just sent our Rinbrum to the grave. Ooh, we go an Anaconda into the Mirror Jade, grabbing a Branded in red instead of the Branded Fusion. Now, you may be thinking, like, why did he not just Branded Fusion? Vector knows that the main way to counter this deck is Ashe. So if you always assume that they have Ashe in the hand, Anaconda can't get Ashed. So that's what you do. Very good. Very mindful of the Ashe. We got the Seedlings, discarding a Shuffler, which is a big reason why Branded wasn't so good on the initial release of the Shufflers with Tearlaments. We are going to be special summoning a Maxi, Kekwait, into Donner Dagger. Donner could go even with the Mirror Jade, so the Mirror Jade's just going to banish it. Get it off the field, but we ate up the banish, as we now sending another Shuffler from the deck to the graveyard. We got double Shuffler. That is really devastating for the Branded in red. We now have no disruption. We can't do a Chimera play here, and then we're gonna have to play through a Super Poly also, if we do not lose this turn. Grabbing the Chateau, Shokan into Tiramisu. Tiramisu's gonna spin back not only the Mirror Jade, but the Branded in red will be spun back into the deck. Well, we only had one Madolche for one spin, that is. We didn't have more than one Madolche, or we did. Okay, maybe we want to play around in Impermanence, but we know he's got Albaz in the hand, and the Mirror Jade would not activate if sent to the extra deck. So we could just make another Tiramisu. Double Tiramisu. Soft once per turn. Spin back the Mirror Jade. Rinbrum summoning Albaz. Shuffle it. All right, wait, is this resolving? Well, okay. I mean, we could just return the Albaz before it activates. We didn't shuffle. Okay, we did 2 anyway. Okay, it's on resolution, so it's fine. So the Tiramisu is going to, you did target up to 2, and then you could shuffle up to 2. So it does not matter. It gets sent back anyway. So it was not just sending back 1, send back 2 before it even activates. Did not need to shuffle. I got thrown off because you only shuffled 1 earlier. Mudora is going to be chaining to the Alibur, attempting to summon to negate. I do not think so, mate. That would have successfully negated the chocolate from summoning Angeli from the deck here. And it looks like we got Madolche clapped up. Wow. Winning game 1 for Madolche to then take game 2 and game 3. Madolche for the win. Let's go. Ooh, okay. Melfi, Spright, Tri-Brigade versus Exosister. Ash is ideal against Martha, so making sure for the packs to not eat the Ash, do not do it, negate the Martha mate. Now that your Ash negated Martha, our Maxi will probably not be negated. Unfortunately for you, negating the Martha, we still had a play. Summon Martha, special summon the Elise. Mikalis could search for any spell or trap. Come to me, Returnia. So Vadis could summon 2 Exosister from the deck. Returnia could then exceed with them and banish a card on the fields. You are in big trouble. If you move a card from either player's graveyard, we could chain Vadis to it. Kit's sending from the deck to the grave, so that does not count. Nerval is going to be searching. We're going to chain packs. Baldrake, banish the Elise. So what's interesting here is the pack states that if you add an Exosister monster and the other Exosister named on the monster is in the graveyard, you could special summon it. So I guess we do not want him to special summon a Martha or any card that mentions Elise in their text. So by banishing it early, that is away. And this is when we get hit with the Maxi. Also chaining Vadis. I mean, you know he's got Vadis, so why were we even doing this? What the... All right. The Baldrake is going to be triggering both of them. Just like... So... They packs, we banish Elise so they don't summon the monster they add, but then they chain Vadis to then double freaking exceed. Evenly match? That, you know, you maybe have something there, maybe. Beaver going to be negated by the Veiler. We have on top of that an Impermanence when we special summon our Jet. Do we negate the Jet? We do not. Searching for the starter as we then Shokan into Sprint. Will Sprint be negated as we send a level 2 from the deck? It's not. Sending the Nimble Angler to summon double Nimble from the deck, but it only summoned 1. So you... How to only summon... Okay, you only play 2 Beaver in 1 Angler, that's why. Okay, makes sense. Imperm negating the Gigantic Spright. Up to 2 we summon. Starter follow-up into the blue. Blue searching for a spell and trap card negate or a monster negate. We're going to grab the red, which could negate a Martha, as we then Shokan into the Elf. Elf Kid Reborn, a level 2 monster from the graveyard. Come back to me, our Angler, set to pass. Revolt. Do we have enough for Revolt? So Revolt is going to be Beaver. Beaver, that's it. Okay, we are not a good Revolt. We don't have the Shireg Omen Banish. Battling with the Stella. Stella take out the Nimble Angler, then activate to just get negated by the Impermanence, or the red could negate and destroy. It's like almost we should have negated and destroyed, because if they have Elise, they could special summon Elise right now, because this is not destroying it. Interesting. I guess it's okay to wait. Yeah, tributing off the Elf. I mean, Elf is very, very good, so I guess we would want to have as a last resort. Reborn the blue. Blue gets searching for the carrot to negate that Returnia. Returnia is going to be able to do nothing. Well, I mean, it could banish a card in the field at least. Now, carrot's going to make it so it does nothing. Carrot, negate. Tribute off the blue. I do not think so. No banish for you. Wiping out the Stella. No graveyard manipulation, so it does not get triggered. Let's go in for some direct attacks, soften him up, follow up with the Revolt. Revolt summoning Beaver into Tri-Brigade Farigit. Farigit for an extra 1,600 damage could special summon the kit from the hand. Elf is going to attempt to reborn the Jet. The Carrot already used up its negate, so goodbye to the Jet. No search for a Spright Smasher, which is probably what we wanted. And the turn. And the turn? There's no other play? I guess you would have to special summon Kit, and then you'd have to exceed or link with the red and the Carrot to make room so we could summon with the arrow. And, you know, this is already a monster and spell and trap card negate, so I guess this is good enough. Negate. Farigit, if sent to the graveyard, is going to be drawing a card and returning a card back in the deck. We're scooping it up. Let's hop into game 3. Yeah, red and Carrot's already good enough. It's already good enough. Mikalis on summon is not going to be on summon activating anything, using its spell speed 1 search for Vadis. We did not have another Exosister to make the Magnifica play. The full turn effect of being able to banish a card on its summon is now gone, so it's not disruption whatsoever. We do have Maxi in response to this Beaver. The Vadis is not disruption, nor is the Mikalis. So we just have no disruption besides that Maxi and our hand traps. Baylor negate the Jet. No Spright card in the graveyard to chain banish the Jet to dodge the negate and also banish. We got Farigit. Farigit could special summon the Kit. And the Kit banishes as a cost. So if you wait for it to activate, you can't chain the Vadis to then get the bonus of summoning your Exceed with the Exosister for the graveyard manipulation. So we did get around that. I think we had to maybe Vadis early, yes? We're going to use the Double Dragon Lord to spin back the Exceed, making a gigantic Spright. And if this resolves, you then can't even use Vadis. You're going to be locked into level 2 only. Ash negate. Okay. All right. We're good. We're fine. Did not get locked out yet. Vadis will protect us from being lethal, which we're not being threatened with right now, so we don't even have to use it. We could save it for next turn. Caddy special summon, and alrighty. Get ready. We can't use the impermanence because our Vadis is there. We're going to Martha special summon. That will make it so we could use the Caddy. Caddy is going to return back to the hand searching for a penny. Get pinning. Ooh, Quadra Exosister on the field. Are we ready to revolt? If we revolt, we can't revolt into Sharaig Omen. Maxi, in response to the penny, attempting to make a Herald of Arclight, which is what we're going to successfully do. Herald of Arclight is going to make it so any monster sent from the deck or hand to the graveyard will be banished instead. Also, it will be an Omni Negate. And we are now Sophia drawing a card. Irene returning a card to draw a card. We're now making Mikalis. This will be able to banish any card on the field. We're going to detach to search. Herald of Arclight is going to negate the search. We're going to chain banish the Double Dragon Lords. Double Dragon Lord. We haven't even used up our normal summon, by the way, so we're spinning back Elise, which could just resummon. It's like, why even called by? I guess, you know, why not? Because then we could Zerora instead. But I mean, Elise would just special summon, right? Am I thinking this correctly? That does not do anything. Alrighty. Yep, all right. We're going to, he did target Elise. That was really weird. We're going to be activating the SF Field, which will turn off the ability to activate cards in the graveyard. We're going to Chain Smasher. If we don't smash the Elise, then Elise is going to transform into an Exceed. All right. Elise, Navida, trigger, activate, get Exceeded, mate. What is going on in this duel? Gabrine is going to be able to negate a monster effect and also boost up our field by plus 800. The Zerora is going to be able to summon a monster from our hand or graveyard. The Ninaru is going to be able to pop the back row, forcing out the revolts. Now let's get revolting. Farigit, Beaver, and Beaver. This is actually a Sharaig Omen. Get Sharaig Omening on summon, activate to banish a card the opponent controls, non-target, but then we're going to negate. Oh no. Back to back, Maxi. It's That's why everyone, you know, not that he's not doing it. We are doing it. It's that the problem with Max C, besides it just existing, is it does force everyone to play 3 Ash, 2 Called By, even considering a Crossout Designate. Let's go. Magna Hut. I'll tell you a big problem with Master Duel with the gameplay compared to Duel Links is on the essence, on the topic of wasting your time, is that Master Duel, many decks will put you in a position where they're forcing you to watch an unskippable cutscene, a 10-minute turn 1 play that you've seen 100 times before because you don't have disruption for it. You're just sitting there just watching them, you know, jerk off with Dragon Link for 10 minutes. All right, we are going to Spright Jet, get searching, get started. The problem is, Yu-Gi-Oh! Sucks, but everything sucks more. Gigantic Spright, come forth and summon from the deck. We are playing Dogmatica, by the way. This is non-target monster negate. Alrighty, righty. We're not destroying, we're just negating since we didn't tribute off an Exceed or a Link. It's going to be summoning our, our frog. Right? What did we summon from this? We summoned, I don't even know what we summoned. The dual log doesn't look good to me. We're going to be banishing with the Ronin Totem, Come Forth, and Shokan, and now making our Masquerena. Masquerena is going to be able to link off during the next turn. We are in main phase 2, by the way. Ended up. Caddy is here. Caddy will give us access to the Herald of Arc Light, but we do have to summon to initiate it. Pot of P, which would half our damage. We're going to use the Floritis again. And the red again is going to negate the Floritis. Negate the negate. This way we could open up with our Buster Whelp if we want. Now, looks like we're attempting to go into the battle phase, which is why we're going to be using our Elf and our Masquerena early. Get Shokanen into the Avermax, which is going to make it so the other monsters cannot be attacked into. Giving us protection for our Herald of Arc Light that we have not made yet. Why are we in the battle phase? We have to attack an Avermax. What are we doing? Like, what? What the heck? All right, Arc Light it up. Arc Light is here. The Avermax is untargetable, indestructible, gains attack when battling a special summon, and you cannot attack the other monsters. So what? You could summon as many Bystials in the battle phase as you want, but what is this doing? I guess Duraswarm's gonna send the other monster. Okay, sure. Maybe that was the intention. That works. That does work. The red already negated. The Arc Light's been dealt with. And 6,000 damage to deal with the Arc Light and send a Lubellion from the deck to the graveyard. All right. All right. Let's go. All negates are gone. At least you think. Until they affect Veiler after you ate up all of those negates. So the scoop's coming. No! I paid 6,000 life to deal with your whole field, and then you still affect Veiler me. That sucks. That is not cool. And, okay, we're just ending our turn. The Knighted can negate the Avermax. The Avermax is untargetable, but this does not target. But, you know, it's like, so what? Boom. All right. That's the scoop. Let's hop to game 2. Lubellion, Searchin, Maxi, and Veiler is going to be our disruption. We also have a turn 2 evenly match. Maxi chained. We have no Ash to stop this play. So what do we do now? Do we just normal summon Ecclesia, search for like a Dogmatica poppage? Veiler negate Magna Hut? What? How greedy! What are you afraid of him searching? Now not negating the Ecclesia, the Dogmatica Knighted will only be able to negate if there's an extra deck monster on the field plus a Dogmatica. All right, all right. Evenly match, leaving the Super Poly on the field. Now, Super Poly, you want to, if you're having trouble against Spright and you're playing 3 Super Poly, you want to consider making room for the Cyberse Fusion, this one. Cyberse monster plus a Link monster. This is Spright Elf and Masquerena. We got Sprind, sending the Angler. Angler summoning Double Beaver. Let me take a sip. Did we see this? No, we didn't. This is different. Come on, man. Gigantic Spright. Knighted's not going to negate. Knighted is just gonna be on the field and be chilling. This is definitely a different game. Elf reborning our swap frog. Knighted is here just to, because it would have not been summonable otherwise after the resolution of the gigantic Spright. So it's just a body to block main phase 2. Yeah, I guess it's just chilling. Just chilling. Do we have the Earth Golem? Earth Golem would be good here. Earth Golem, use up of their fields. Super Poly, discarding, not going into the Earth Golem. That's okay. We don't have room for it. Garura's going to be inflicting double damage. Caddy's going to be making a Herald of Arc Light, so anything sent from... You can't... Oh, you can't Lubellion now. You have to send this to the graveyard to search. You can't do it if there's an Arc Light. Uh-oh. Wait, hold up. That's not an Arc Light. That's a Melfi's, which will spin a card back to the hand. Okay, goodbye, Garura. We can Bestial Lubellion as we add a Druid Swarm. And the Druid Swarm is going to be banishing the blue to come forth the Chokon. This is dead, by the way. The double cross is just nothing. It's garbage. Saronir is going to be banishing to come forth and summon itself also. I'm going for the beatdown. Chaining it to the Maxi so he does not draw off of the Saronir. Hold up. Now we could use the double cross to suck up a monster under our Melfi Forest. Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn on summon, discard our newly drawn card thanks to Maxi, spinning it back, and we're gonna get suck up the Saronir. And follow-up boost with the Knighted. 3,000 attack, but boosted. Saronir being sent. Oh, it's like maybe we probably should have sucked up the Knighted, maybe. Blue into Elf, not access code talker. I don't think people really have room for that in Spright. Reborn the blue. Blue get activated, searching for the Jet. Blue at 2, Jet at 2. A lot of people were expecting the Elf to be banned because it's banned in TCG, banned in OCG. Now we're making the Sky Cavalry. This is going to spin back the Knighted if we wanted. We chose to not do so. We can't be destroyed by battle. Making Downward Magician into a Zeus. Zeus is going to have the ability to wipe the field twice. 4 materials under that Zeus. All right, not even setting the starter. Branded Beast is here, but it's not going to be face up during our end phase to play the Regained. Knighted is going to become 3,500 attack. The play of our double cross not sucking up the Knighted, forcing our Zeus out about 2 turns later now. Wiping out the Branded Beast, 0 materials under our Zeus, 8,000 life for Cupid. Can we overcome this duel here? We do not have lethal. Alrighty. No, is there, like, you don't have anything to summon with starter? Why is starter in your hand? This is, like, just weird. What is going on? You're out of monsters? Do you really have nothing to summon? How is this a thing? Banishing the no target for starter? Branded Lubellion, but Beast and Regained are already in the graveyard. We may not have anything. We have nothing. We can't play Beast. We can't play anything. Wiping out the red, giving a material onto the Zeus, sucking up an evenly matched so we don't randomly draw into it. How are we out? I can't believe this. We probably don't have a third elf. So no third elf and nothing to summon with starter. Is there any way to recycle our sprites now? I think that's it. There's just no more sprites. Okay. This is it. This is it. Are you brave enough to swing in with 600 attack while you're at 4,700 life? This could be an Ash Blossom at 1,800 defense, but you have game. You win. Oh, he didn't do it. No. 600 to the face. Not brave enough. All right. We got Prologue. Oh, no. Isn't this a full play? No freaking way. To battle we go. Prologue is going to be sending a Destruction Sword Memories and a Buster Blader, activating Call by the Grave onto the Buster Blader, but you're supposed to chain it to the Sword Memories, not to the Prologue. We did mishap with that Call by the Grave. Gonna fuse with the Buster Blader that he's targeting with the Call by the Grave right now, as if the Call by the Grave was never activated, as we Shokan into a Buster Blader Dragon Destroyer. Now, it only works against dragons, but now we're gonna turn you into a dragon. It's time for the Buster Dragon. You are all dragons. We have 4,800 attack. Dragons cannot activate. Dragons are stuck in defense, and we inflict piercing damage. That's exactly 4,700 per game. No way! How did Buster Blader win that? That's not possible. All right, Caddy into blue. No hand trap in sight. Jet is coming into the starter. We have Crossout Designate in case you try to get spicy with me. Trap Trick for the Prologue. That's pretty good. Sprint gets sent into Angler. Angler activates Summon Double Nimble. Evenly Matched, going to be quite dead. Shokan into our Gigantic Spright. Let's speed this up. Let's make our Elf. Elf now. So if you're holding on to, let's say, an Impermanence or a Veiler for the Gigantic Spright, this is a good way to protect your Gigantic Spright to ensure that you definitely get to summon your Swap Frog from the deck. Swamp Frog also semi-limited, by the way. Reborning our Caddy. We got Ronin Totem banishing to summon itself, and that's all right. That's enough. That's good. We got the red with the Monster Negate. We could then link off. The Caddy could go into big. So what we could do here is we could Masquerena, make a Goddess. Are you playing Goddess? I don't want to expose your extra deck in case you aren't. Or you could just use red. Negate. Goddess with the Albaz is would be the Masquerena, the Albaz, and 2 other monsters. Maxi chained to the Masquerena, attempting to link off. Also chaining the Spright Elf to Reborn our Jet to be searching. So we used Cross Out on the Maxi because, you know, we could have Ash, but we're going to hold Ash onto something better, like the Buster Whelp. That could be much better. Avermax is here, making it so you cannot attack into any other monster I control. Also untargetable and indestructible. We went to the battle phase anyway. All right, let's go. Brain of Beast, dead. But we're just flipping it up anyway, because we can. Trap Trick, though, is going to be banishing a trap to set a trap, and that trap is activatable this turn. All right. Now, we are going to be, so you know how we went to battle, then we changed our mind? For this combo to work, you need a dragon in your graveyard. So he was thinking, should I Albaz swing into Crusadia just to get a dragon in the graveyard? Which could have been a good idea, but the carrot is now screwing us. And the carrot came out quickly with the starter, so there really wasn't a way to play around it. Otherwise, it could have been a good idea. Swing in Albaz, draw phase, Prologue, and then you're good. Negate. But yeah, I mean, we could still summon the Buster Dragon Slayer, but not the Buster Dragon to turn them into dragons. If we had a dragon to do so. Swap Frog into the carrot, making the Gigantic Spright. We're going to be special summoning a level 2 from the deck, locking ourselves and the opponent into level 2. We now cannot use the Destruction Sword Memories to fuse. It is no longer legal. Wiping out the Albaz, open field, boost up the field, lethal damage, and unfortunately that is the end of Buster Blader in the top 16. Rikka is here. Rikka is top tier. Lubellion with no hand trap in sight, but we do have an evenly matched to break up whatever this field produces. Let's speed this up. So if we could summon the Bestial, then we could pop a card with the Branded Beast. Could spin a face-up card back to the hand non-targeting. The Masquerena could link off into Unicorn, which could spin a card. Hot Red Dragon Archfiend could negate the evenly matched. So what do? Princess, free special summon into the Max C, Call by the Grave. But if he negates the Call by the Grave, we could use evenly match. If we summon Princess and attack and swing in, kill the Princess, and then evenly matched. And then we could normal summon Lone Fire, main phase 2, right? Are you with me? Does she have to summon in D? You could special summon this card from your hand. It could have been an attack position. What do you think about my play? Was my play better or what? Oh boy. And now, I mean, you're getting, yeah, like you got messed up anyway. Holy moly. It's just like, I guess we could do it now, but we have no main phase 2 play now. We ended up doing it. Erratic Seal, spinning a card we control back to the hand. We're gonna save our Branded Beast. Banish everything but the already activated Hot Red Dragon Archfiend as the Erratic Seal special summons a Baldrake. Well, I think this is the end of this duel. He would have had to have left up everything but the Branded Beast with the Druistorm activatable, so it, you know, he could have still disrupted him main phase 2 if we left up the Branded Beast, which we probably would have done since the Hot Red Dragon already activated. So I'm thinking, I said Animan was screwed no matter what they chose to do. Lubellion. Just like that, taking it into a game 2. Con is here, searching for the sheet. Now we could sheet all over Bestial Dragon Link by stealing a monster to take control of another monster, and that monster cannot activate. Magna Hut banishing from the graveyard to come forth and summon a search for a Druistorm. Also summoning that Druistorm within that end phase. What are our disruptions? We have Omni Negate. We have Spell or Monster Negate. We have Return a Monster back to the hand during the main phase, mate. We have Rikka Sheet, which could tribute a monster because of the field spell to take control of another monster. We also have Secretly the Princess, which could tribute your opponent's monster if the sheet did not to negate a monster effect. Pretty much have 5 disruptions. Quick Launch, Ash, Negate, and that was the secret disruption hiding in the hand. Still got 5 plays here. Alrighty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 4 more. 4 more. Spin back to the hand. Lubellion is going to be attributing a level 6 or higher Dark Dragon to summon. Druiswarm is going to be sending the Sacred Tree. We have 3 more disruptions. We just used our Monster Negate. 3 more disruption. What did we tribute off here? We tributed off the thing. Okay, very good. Now, Lubellion going to be negated by Therion. We have Sacred Tree in the sheet. We have 1 more Spell or Monster Negate plus tribute a monster to take control of the monster. Romulus searching for a field spell. Serenir sending from the deck, so that does chain link block the Romulus from being negated. And if this negates, does it destroy? It does destroy it. Negates and destroys. Nightmare Unicorn. Unicorn's going to be forcing out that negate. We now only have Rikka Sheet. Tribute a plant to take control of a monster. And with the Con, we could tribute the opponent's monster to take control of monster. We played through 5. We had 6 disruptions. We played through 5 of them. We only have 1 left. And we're still cooking. Lavenier. Sheet could take control, but it already activates. It does not negate the activation. It's too late. Oh my Jesus. That's it. We have nothing. Nada. Nothing. And we... Pasheen! You're crazy! 6 disruptions! All gone! Not using Dark Ruler, not using Evenly, no Droplet. Just playing through each disruption one by one. Chaos Base being sent to the graveyard will be returning a banished card back in the deck to draw 1, banishing for the Wyver Burster, Shokan into the Striker Dragon, grabbing a Collapse Serpent for another special summon, Shokan into Dark. Is there actually a Dark monster in there to summon? There is not. We're going to make a Pisty, but we have nothing to make a baby with that Pisty. We are going to link this off into the Triple Burst. Now we can make a baby with the Triple Burst. This is link 3, 4, 5. That is a Boralen Dragon. Boralen cannot be targeted by monster effects, indestructible by battle, or card effect, can negate a monster on the field, can attack every single monster on the field. And it's time to battle. protected from battle destruction. We cannot battle into it again, but the Chaos Ruler will surely take it out after we wipe out everything else. And then we still have Borland negate our Chaos Ruler to summon from the graveyard, right? We have Rocket Tracer. Why didn't we do that? Okay, we did miss out on a negate with the Borland, but that's fine. The Lone Fire, you have to negate it before it activates because it leaves the field. This does need to target a monster on the field to negate. Negate! And you would think that you could call to the grave to banish the Recharger to stop this negate, because you would still negate the effects, and if you do special summon the monster, but you can't chain to its negate. For some reason, it has that additional effect. Why doesn't Blue Eyes or Dark Magician have a boss monster like Borland? Why? What's going on? 6 disruptions played through one by one. That is an insane highlight of Dragon Link going second. I could not believe it. Let's go. Let's go. Lunalight, Tearlament. A horrible turn 1. Completely dead, fully dead. We do have Ash to negate the field spell search. I do think that's a pretty good use of Ash. And now we have follow-up Scream into the Hobness, mill 3. With that mill 3, we have a Calbeck milling 5 for both players. Well, looky, we're both playing Tearlament. With the double trigger fusion, we're going to return back the Albaz, Shokanning into a Lubellion. We're not making a Kid Kalos. We can now discard the Ad Libitum to fusion Shokan into a Mirror Jade. As you have Kid Kal of your own, that will be triggering our field spell to pop our Kid Kalos. Banishment using the Albert. What was once a bad turn 1 is now good thanks to your Calbeck. Summoning the Albert and not fusing with it. Oh, this is crazy. My Lubellion fuses with your Kit Kalos, then my Lubellion is going to now, from the graveyard, go back in the deck to fuse into a Mirror Jade. I love chaining a fusion to the effect of Lubellion. Wait, that's not what's happening because you did it before it came out to activate, so never mind. Maybe we should not have done that. So we cucked our Lubellion activation for Alibur instead. Alibur and the Kid Kalos could have made the Dragostapelia. Okay, I think we screwed that up. Yeah, I don't know about that. Didn't activate. Right when I said I love chaining to Lubellion activating, then I was like, hold up, it didn't activate. Branded Fusion though. We got Branded Fusion for next turn. We lost the disruption because we did that. All right, Martin and the chick. We're gonna make the Bujin Tay, which is gonna mill 5. Get milling. Or we're going to get Negating, Dragostapelia, negate the mill. Now, you are reduced thanks to the Scream, so we could attack over you very easily. We have Dark, which will reborn a monster from the graveyard. Is there a Dark? There is no Dark monster in the graveyard to reborn. We're shuffling back with Keldo. Is Bujinte not a hard once per turn? It's not. You could just summon it again? What the? You could activate it again. Okay. Mill 10 with Bujinte? Oh, alrighty. Milling the Sulliek, grabbing the Rhino Heart, Shokan into Sprind. Sprind on summons, send a level 2 from the deck, which will be our Merly. And if we have not activated yet, which we did not, that's going to be our Fusion Shokan. Come forth into our Kaleido Heart. Kaleido Heart on summon is going to spin the back row card back in the deck, a dead card anyway. Goodbye to Dragostapelia. Thanks to the Scream, goodbye to the Alibur. Now we just have a Branded Fusion. And the Branded Fusion will be, let's say, summoning a Lubellion, activating Lubellion, chaining the Scream, mill, a monster. First, we're going to use the Snow to flip down the Kaleido, which this works out well. So the Kaleido's not going to spin a card in the field back in the deck. We did not mill a card that would be a Tearlament to result in a fusion. We do have a Fairy Tale Snow, though, with 19 cards in our grave. Activating on summon to banish after we sent a Lubellion from the deck to the graveyard. You have to right now decide if you want to, if you had a Shuffler or a Bestial, to banish or spin back the Lubellion before it's summoned. We're going to Fairy Tale Snow, flip down the Mirror Jade, it looks like. Wait, Lubellion contribute it face down. Okay, Lubellion grabbing the Branded Beast. Mirror Jade sending the Brigand to banish the face down Kaleido. Now we need Crime to recycle it. We only play one Kaleido, right? No one plays more than one Kaleido. That's crazy. Smacking for 1350. Albion end phase grabbing Branded in red. Is there a shuffler in sight? No shuffle. And I think that we have one shuffler already banished, right? We have Kaldo, so Mudora's the only one left. Now we have the Fairy Tail Snail flipping down the Mirror Jade that was already not activatable. The Branded Red grabbing the Owlbear from the graveyard during the draw phase. Fusion Shokaning into a Chimera, which will also be triggering the Libitum to reborn the Mirror Jade to make it activatable again to non-target monster banish. The Branded Beast is activatable only within the main phase as the Chimera activates to get popping and drawing. Let's do it. Draw 2, popping the Tiger, which could reborn the Lunalights in the graveyard. Wait, Tiger when pops summons a monster from the graveyard? I did not know that. Goodbye to Fairy Tail Snow with our Mirror Jade. We do have the Beast ready to activate to get popping at any moment's notice. We're ready for it. We're going to reborn a Lunalight from the graveyard, activate the Martin to return the Tiger back to the hand. We want to take that Tiger out because Tiger can keep on be activating as a pendulum scale to reborn the Lunalights in the grave. You do not want that to happen. So we're going to use the Perfume to discard to search for a Kaleido Chick. That's going to be triggering the Agito to mill 5 for both players. Havnis activating, Murley activating, Serenir activating. Do we have any shufflers to stop that? We do not. No Mudora in sight. Sending a Retribution, which could recycle a Branded Spell or Trap in the graveyard to be used next turn, and he scoops it up out of gas. No more plays. Is it just me, or is there more decks to be excited for than the pack that just came out, right? Like, this pack was just Bestial, Branded, and Dragon Link, pretty much. But this next pack, I feel like there's just too many decks. All right. I mean, this pack was more impactful because of the Bestial, but there's more variety with the new pack. I did say this. I said that this pack that's coming this week, I told you a month ago that this pack, the July pack, was more fun than the Bestial pack, and I think you have to agree with me now that you see the whole pack. I said more fun, not better. Sully gets searching for a monster. We're going to be using the field spell to get popping. Sharon get Fusion Shokan and Mudora get spinning. I do not think so. Shuffle your shuffler. Do I chain my shuffler? You don't want to do that as crazily anymore because they're all limited to one. So you do want to conserve your shufflers if you can. The next MCS is going to be when Kashtira comes out, which means the next MCS is going to be so that is when we're going to be doing it. All right. We're going to Murley activate after being summoned off of the Kick Cow. Mill 8. Mill 11 with the Scream. I do want to time the MCSs with the hype releases. The more hype, the better for an MCS. But when do we do an MCS after Kashtira? That's what I don't know. For Vanquished Soul? Is that hype? There's no more hype after Kashtira, right? Yeah. So when the MCS is happening, you know that Kashtira is coming. Elf is here. Elf going to protect our monster from being targeted. The Abyss Dweller completely turning off the graveyard from activating. You normally want the Abyss Dweller to be playing around in impermanence, which means, sometimes a lot of people say that it's better to just play into the impermanence because if they have impermanence, they would have used it on your turn anyway, and the chances of them drawing into impermanence is really low. But this, you're perfect. You're playing around triple tactics, talent, and impermanence by having an elf and activating this in the draw phase. All right, we got Grass to get Millin, Albaz to get Fusion, non-targeting Fuse, so we could still fuse with the Dweller if we wanted to. Now, if you fuse with, not fuse, but link with the Albaz into a Goddess, it turns off the fusion. No fusion. MCS for Purely? But what if that's the same pack as Kashtira? I don't know. Why would I even ask that? All right. Snow, come forth. And that is going to be the goddess. As I suspected, indestructible goddess, also unaffected by everything that doesn't... Wait. You have to target goddess to affect goddess, but she's untargetable. Okay, she's just completely unaffected by everything. Scream Mill. Merly get millin'. How come I haven't... I feel like I've really have not seen this, either never or not too often. It's because they usually link with the elf is when I think, because you know, there's limited bodies on your field usually. Broken elf. Kit Cal is here. We are under max C. Whose turn is it anyway? Branded loss into the branded opening. We're going to negate the opening because there's a chance that you could be trying to special summon a monster. And the goddess will negate the effect of special summon from the grave. Trying to banish the snow. We're going to banish 7 with 12 cards left in our grave. Come forth, Fairy Tale Snow. And the Rukalos negates the activation. So we could have... Oh, gosh. Normally, only a monster has this effect where it says you can only use each effect once per turn. But when a spell has it and you negate the activation, that's it. You can't use another copy, even though the activation was negated. No grass, because he doesn't want to mill 37 cards. That's why. Lethal damage. Let's hop into the next game. Sharon discarding a shuffler, which is going to counter the branded in red. Chaining Super Poly to fuse with the Mirror Jade to make a Dragostapelia. Alrighty, Sharon activating after being sent to the graveyard to fuse. We have the Mirror Jade activating to wipe out the entire back row during the end phase. Heartbeat forcing the activation of the branded in red, which we're just going to use. We're not using the shuffler to stop it. I guess we use the shuffler to shuffle back the Mirror Jade when this activates to target it. And you may be thinking the branded loss could stop it from activating in response to the Libitum chaining to the summon of your fusion, but the branded loss actually missed the timing. I don't even know what Chainlink 1 is here right now. Sharon. Wow, did not stop him from doing this. He had the shuffler. What's going on? I mean, I guess we could negate the Chimera with the Dragostapelia anyway. Yeah, we could just negate it. Get negated. You don't have a Polymerization. And we could shuffle back the Mirror Jade. You're completely stopped. Brand loss with the Mercurier is not going to be able to negate anything because you don't have an Albaz fusion on the field. Negate, no pop, no draw. Not shuffling Mirror Jade. Am I not understanding what our Keldo is here for? Keldo's for the branded banishment, I guess. Okay. Grabbing them early, branded banishment. I mean, now we're gonna do it. Finally. You waited for the shuffle for when he can negate it. There was like 2 opportunities to shuffle. And that was public knowledge. The Mercurier being added. Holy moly. All right, it's time for the top 8, which if you're watching on YouTube, will be in another video. Let me know if you enjoyed the full top 16. Gia's gonna do a good job to make sure, hopefully after the fact, as I'm saying this, be marking up all the duels and all that good stuff. And if this gets good support with the plus likes, comments, and all that good stuff, we're gonna keep on posting the full top 16, full top 8 onto YouTube. Thank you very much. Let's do it.